Hey guys, welcome to our webinar all about our newest buy now, pay later financial partner, Sunbit. We are so excited to have with us today the Director of Account Management, Riva Gindi, who is going to take us through all the things about Sunbit. But first, I want to take a second to just talk about financing and why it's so important in your practice. I know that many of us are looking at summer and the slowdown coming up and thinking about how to get money in the door during June, July. It's a big time for all of us here in aesthetics. And in my opinion, this is a way to do it. I feel like this is a way to get big ticket items, full plans purchased, and to get your clients to come into the practice with this new opportunity to have a really great plan that they can afford, that you can afford, that is super easy to use. It's all inside of Aesthetic Record. It makes it really easy for your staff. And we're gonna go through today the whole thing, soup to nuts, show you how to do the whole thing. It takes, 2 or 3 minutes to get done for the patient and for you, so it's really fast. All the reporting is there. It's really nice and easy to find. So it's a seamless experience for your staff, but also for your patients. So we're going to talk about at the end of it how to kind of market this to get your patients on board with it, but also how to get you through the app from start to finish. So I want to bring on the expert of all things Sunbit. Been a great partner to us the past few weeks. We got ready for this big webinar and for this big launch. And the person who knows how to do all the things, Riva, welcome to our show.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk to you about how med spas like yours can make treatments more accessible to patients without needing to feel like you are deeply discounting your services or needing to chase patients down for those monthly payments. So we're going to cover how introducing pay over time options can help you grow your practice while keeping patient care and exceptional patient experience at the center of everything that you do.
And if you're scared thinking about, I don't know if I want to do this or not, this is a big thing for my patients, it's a big change. We're all doing it, honey. We're all doing it. I have bought things with the firm with things like Sunbit forever, things that I could afford to buy, but I didn't want to use my money. I wanted to use their money. So I feel like if you look at this and you're kind of thinking in your mind chatter, like, where does this fit in the practice? I don't know. We're all doing it. Just know that up front. Everyone's doing it. And it is so easy to do. And I think as a practice, if you don't do it, your competitor will. So tune into these slides and commit to what you're going to see, because I do feel like this is it's a huge opportunity for you, and the discounts and things we're doing right now, all that we have to do to get the summer months kind of booked, gone, easy, done. So carry on.
Amazing. So like Tiffany mentioned, my name is Riva. I am putting my email up here for you as well too. My team are here for you every step of the way. But today, again, we're going to take a deeper look at how you boost patient conversion, how you stay competitive and improve your cash flow. We'll walk through the basics on how to handle patient objections, right? We know that may come up, and our key value propositions and show you exactly the way our integration looks and works. So first, to give you a little bit of background, Sunbit's been around since 2016. We are in 25,000 locations nationwide and over 10,000 healthcare service locations and growing. And everything we do is focused on what happens in the real world, which is why we were recently chosen by Stripe to be their preferred patient financing solution for businesses like yours, serving millions of customers. And before we jump into some slides, let's start with what we already know. Tiffany said, we are all using it, but also your patients want your services. They are in your office because they want to look and feel their best. But price can feel like a huge barrier, especially for patients just getting started with aesthetic treatments or those looking to book some of those higher dollar ticket items. Offering monthly payments removes that barrier and turns that someday into let's do it. So let's go into a few details here. The first is, again, patients want your services. They just think that cost is going to hold them back. So we know that over 60% of patients cite cost as the #1 reason they delay treatments. So many patients want treatments like injectables, laser, body contouring, but that sticker shock is what stops them. And you may have heard some of these objections, which I personally may have used every single one myself. So what we want to know here and what we want to do is help you overcome all of those. I also know that many of you are already likely very familiar with patient financing. Maybe you already offer a few options for paying over time, either through third-party tools or even through your own patient payment plans. I also have a sneaking suspicion that not all of you maybe have had the most exceptional experience with some of your patient financing providers. Maybe you found yourself in uncomfortable situations when patients would frequently get declined for financing. Maybe they were approved, but not for enough to make it worth it. Or maybe the fees to your practice were so high that you only offered it to your patients as last resort. right? So those may be your experiences with patient financing. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about why Sunbit is different. So the first, we want you to be able to provide more treatments with fast, fair, and transparent financing. We want you to be able to constantly offer, constantly and confidently offer financing as part of that treatment experience. It's not an afterthought at the end. It doesn't feel like you're selling. It's just part of what you do as you talk to any of your patients when they walk through the door. And the most important, boost your revenue while you get paid up front, and Sunbit helps to take care of all the rest. So let's get going here. Bottom line impact. What does this actually mean for you? Two things. First, we want you to get your patients to say yes. We also want you to get your patients to say yes to more. And this isn't a typo on the slide here where I added an extra zero for an increase in 200% of that AOV or average order value. This is from real practices and real patients. It's really an opportunity for you to help have that revenue steady stream come into your practice while you get paid up front. Most patients don't expect to spend $1,500 plus in one visit, but with patient financing, turning $1,500 into $150 per month makes it so much easier to act on. Let's look at the credit spectrum here. And again, this may sound familiar to some of you that are already offering patient financing. But when we look at the credit profile here on the left-hand side in that orange color, you'll see that this is the subprime range. This is typically somebody who has a credit score below 680. If you're above that and in the blue range, you're in that prime. My husband and I have that yearly credits profile review to make sure that we know who's winning at all times. But when we think about traditional financing, or we think about some of the e-commerce financing opportunities that exist out there, you will see on the screen that 60% of their patients are in that orange range. That means that they are automatically getting declined for financing before they've started. That can make that conversation for you that much more uncomfortable if you're concerned about bringing financing up because you're worried your patient might get declined. When we talk about Sunbit, we go down into that subprime range. We approve 9 out of 10 patients that apply. That's a 90% approval rate for your patients looking to pay over time for their services. Let's talk a little bit about the value for patients. So when you have a patient that's in your practice, one, you're going to know that 90% of your patients are approved. The application is lightning fast. They can do it while they're standing right in front of you at the office. We want to make sure, that they also know that it's just a soft credit check. It is not a hard inquiry for them to check their options with Sunbit. And they will have the option to pay over anywhere from 3 to 18 months in the plan that they choose to finance over time. Sunbit is also applicable on transactions anywhere from $60 all the way up to $20,000. So this is a wide range. And Sunbit transactions skew a little bit on the higher side for some of those transactions, especially with some of the services and treatments that your practice may be providing. So know that Sunbit's approving more patients and approving them for a higher amount. What this also lets you use as a talking track for your patients is that every approved patient will have the option to pay in 4 interest-free monthly payments. It's a 3-month plan that they can choose that has 0% interest. So again, for all approved patients, which is 90%. Let's talk about your practice. What does this mean for you when it comes to Sunbit? So the first is that we know that we want you to have friendly and accessible options available for your patients. No integration costs. So for you and your practice, there are no hidden fees, no monthly minimums, that you can increase your case acceptance rate and you get paid right away. With Sunbit, there is a 5.5% transaction fee for all purchases. It is a flat fee. This does not change based on what plan your patient chooses or their credit profile. We want this to be so easy for you to plan and budget in advance. We know it's a few points higher than a credit card transaction, but with the benefits of you getting paid up front, with Sunbit taking care of those ongoing payments, since we offer non-recourse loans for non-payment. And we want to make sure that you know that Sunbit is going to take exceptional care of your patients and your practice so that you can get back to providing more treatments.
So before we go into the app, I think there's a couple things I want to say about this I think are really important and why we chose to go with Sunbit. First of all, if you already have Stripe, it's easy. Like you're already in. There's no need to do a demo, to call somebody. You don't have to call anybody, book an appointment. You already have it. You just turn it on in AR, which I think is really, really helpful. If you're busy thinking about, I want to do this right now, well, just go turn it on and you're good to go. Which also helps you to get all the information into your system for pre-qualification. So all your little links come in there automatically. So that part's really simple to just get it turned on, toggled, and you can instantly start using it. There's not like a wait a couple days, go to underwriting, like it's yours. You got it, you turn it on, you're good to go. I think that's really important. And also the way that you manage your Stripe account now in AR, it's the same flow. So you'll see your reconciliation report each day. When you get paid out, you'll see it come through with your reconciliation report. So the things that you already are doing that are already part of your everyday flow, nothing has to change. I think that's really important as you guys think about all the things that are happening in your practice. This is your normal routine business. Your staff has learned nothing new, nothing different. It's very simple and it's instantly able to be used, and also it's paid out not instantly, but pretty darn close to instantly. So I'm going to walk you through how it works inside of our POS. I think that's the other part of like sort of where it all comes together for you. We're going to go back, we're going to blog back and forth. I'm going to show the AR part, and then Reva will take over and walk you through how the practice, once they hand it off, how the patient goes through their entire process. So on my screen right now, I've done some, a little bit of filler for Reva. She wanted to come in to get some treatments done. So we have actually pre-qualified her. So she got our invitation through our booking link when she booked her visit that said, if you want to pre-qualify, click here. So she was a good patient, a compliant patient, and she went ahead and did her pre-qualification. So you'll see in the wallet that she has a $9,600 pre-qualification amount. So when we know going in, when she walks in the front door of our practice, we already know that she has the ability to spend that kind of money. Now, she may not want to, and that's fine, but we're not limited by our wallet or her wallet at this point. We can recommend what we want to recommend. If it's $5,000, whatever the cost is, we know that she at least has an opportunity here to use financing. So I think it's a really big thing for your consultation that you already know when she comes in that she's got a little bit extra money to spend today. So we're not going to take all of it though. So she's already pre-qualified. So I'm going to go in now. I've already charted a procedure for her. I was pretty easy on her. I didn't do $9,000. I should have. So she's got a few things charted here, and just like you do it now, chart to cart, same process. Hit my little credit card button, and again, I'm using my iPad this way. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. In my checkout button, I'm going to pick now, which is different. You'll see it's brand new, an option for Sunbit. And what I think is so compelling, and what is probably my favorite part of this whole process, is if you can see my screen, I don't know if you guys can zoom in on that, but you see the as low as $106.45 a month. So I can either tell the patient, your cost today is going to be $1,400. And they're like, oh, darn, I've got to pay for private school tuition. Or, that's no good. What if I said instead, you can get that today for as low as $106 a month? Okay, that's a different story. Maybe I want to say yes. So I think this as low as, if you're a person who's thinking about consultations and selling, there is never a better word to say than as low as in a little monthly, tiny little amount based on, or versus that big amount that they're going to pay if they do the whole thing up front. So I think if you're looking at how do I use patient financing, that's how you use it, is you break that big amount into small little increments, and it shows it right here. If you can tell the patient, hey, if you have financing, it's as low as 106. So a great tool for you to use. But now, on with my show. Click on my little payment here. Her number comes up. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. She will get a text, which you'll see in just a second. And when she gets that text, she'll go through her entire process for all the things that she has to do to actually get her Sunbit approval done, pay her, get her plan picked out, etc. So you see here I have a link successfully sent. It'll take a few seconds. She would get the link, and then she'll start her whole process. I'll turn it back over to you, Reva, and you can walk us through all the things that happen on the patient side.
Amazing. Thank you. And it is that easy. We want patients to be able to check out and complete that transaction while they are standing in the office, right? Same way you would accept a credit card. You want to make sure you get that authorization before you let them walk out the door. So they can do this while they're standing right at the front desk with you. So I'm going to take you through a little video of what this looks like. This is the entire patient experience as they go to check out and complete their transaction. So as Tiffany mentioned, I am the patient and I receive a link on my device. What I'm going to do here is enter the Sunbit workflow. I'm going to enter my phone number and get a text verification code. I can do this, again, while I'm standing in the office, this entire experience. So I'm going to enter that verification code and enter my basic details. All I'm doing here is entering phone number, address, date of birth, and email. From here, I'm going to verify my email as well, too. Quick step just to make sure I've got access to everything I need to complete a loan with Sunbit. Once that email is verified, I go back into that Sunbit flow automatically. From here, I can see that I was automatically approved and also view my monthly payment plans. So as mentioned, that 3-month plan will always be 0% interest for that patient. They're going to select that plan, enter a bank issued debit card, and click continue. From here, they review a little bit of detail about what that loan means. They'll enter their social security number, although this is not a full hard credit check. They will do a final review and authorization of their loan. Click authorize and get that beautiful thumbs up screen. That is the end of the Sunbit transaction. Just like that, they were able to check out and pay using Sunbit. And the most exciting part of the integration, I'll turn it over to Tiffany for this, is what it looks like within your system. Once that transaction is completed with Sunbit, it will automatically appear within Aesthetic Record.
So it was that easy. It is that easy. It's what, I don't know, Reva, 2 minutes, maybe a couple minutes to get from pre-qualification all the way through to the very end. It's, I mean, a very short amount of time. And in our system, what will happen is as soon as she finishes her payment and she gets her thumbs up success message, it will go ahead and complete the transaction on our end with your little receipt screen that says, do you want to send a receipt? Good to go. So it's basically just like anything else with credit cards. As soon as she finishes her payment, we get the okay for it, and then it's done. And then on her actual invoice, you can see here it says Sunbit. So we'll have like by name, the payment type. So she'll know it's Sunbit. The good thing about this system is we can do all the refunds and things in AR. So if you want to do a refund, you need to do a refund, you can do it through our system. You don't have to call anybody else or go to a different portal or a different system. It's all housed right here. So you can really work the whole thing from Aesthetic Record. So once the patient pays, we see the invoice, we're good to go there. If you come back into Business Insights, we've now added some new methods of payment. So on your sales summary, you'll see on the right-hand side, you have now a Sunbit payment method option here. So we have one for $3,700, we can see that here. You can also go into your payment method account report and look at that as well. So let's go here to payment methods. Let me show you that here. Under your methods, you can also see, we have Sunbit now. You can see our processing fee is already attached there. We can see that instantly, and then our net collected. So it works again the same way as you look at all your other payment methods. It's all the same thing here. But the cool thing is it's a fixed 5.5%. So no matter if Reva has really bad credit, I'm not punished. So I think in other places, you kind of bear the brunt of some of that. If the patient picks a long-term plan or they don't have really great credit, you have an additional processing fee to pay. In this case, it's not. It's always fixed. So you can predictably know what you're going to make on each transaction. I think that's a really important part that maybe we don't highlight nearly enough, is that predictability is really important for your business cycle. But you'll be able to see it here. You'll be able to see it in your POS settings as you go through your reconciliation report each week to say, what am I getting paid on? Is, whatever, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, your payments, you can see all of that in Stripe, what you're going to get paid out for all of your Sunbit transactions with that sort of noted on the reconciliation report. So again, it's where you're already going, what you're already doing, it just now has Sunbit inside of it as well. So again, to reiterate, you're going to make your chart, go into your chart to cart workflow, you'll have your as low as, which you should definitely mention to your patients, as low as, and then you'll push through your payment link, it will come to your patient, and you'll see what Reva just did, the whole, from pre-qualification all the way through, and then at that point, we're good to go. It goes into our reporting and life is grand. If they've already pre-qualified, we have the whole thing in the wallet that shows the pre-qualification amount. So if they've already pre-qualified, there's no need to even have to go through that whole front step. You just actually go in there and see it. They're good to go. And then you go in, like I show with Reva, and you actually just start using the money. So I think there's kind of two different workflows there based on your practice. You can pre-qualify in the waiting room, have a QR code up. You can do it in your emails that go out with your booking confirmations. Put it on your Instagram, on your website, wherever you can put it somewhere, because if they're thinking about, do I decide to do this or not, it could be the tipping point to know that you have a financial option for them that helps them to get what they want done without paying for it up front. I would put it on all the places because it's going to be a huge benefit for your patients. So, Reva, I'll hand it back over to you. I think you've got a few more things to work through on your end with some slides, potentially. So I'll let you pick it back up.
Fantastic. Yes. And what I want to hit on quickly is that pre-qualification experience. So think about financing that pre-qualification as giving your patients the permission to say yes. So when a patient can pre-qualify for an amount with Sunbit before they even step foot in your office, it helps patients know how much they've been approved for and helps them understand their spending power. So again, you will see that in your patient's wallet if they pre-qualify from those appointment notifications beforehand, letting you have just an easier conversation, leading to confidence before the consultation. So as we think about, patients who can't afford the full treatment up front, they often walk away, not because they don't want it, but because they think they can't afford it. So with Sunbit and this integration that we have created, there is a pre-qualification message that is included in all appointment confirmations, reminders, and quotes. It is a lightning fast approval process. And you can see that approval process, that approval amount directly in your patient's wallet. So through a QR code that you can display in your front office, through those appointment notifications, or through an on-demand link that you can send in that wallet, you will be able to present that full treatment plan with less fear of that patient having sticker shock and balking at that treatment. Here's what it looks like. Here's an example of that snippet of a pre-qualification link in your appointment reminders. It's a very easy, simple message that just lets patients know that you offer accessible payment plans with a link to get pre-qualified. So in your patient wallet, you have the ability to send a pre-qualification link on demand. As soon as you hit that pre-qualify, you'll see that a note was sent over to your patient. And once they've pre-qualified, that amount will automatically display. A great way for you and your patient to understand what their buying power is. This pre-qualification approval is also valid for the next 28 days. So if your patient does need to think about it, maybe coming back for additional treatments, they know what that approval process will look like and what that will be. And so to wrap up here, as we are looking at adding pay over time options to your practice, it can truly mean turning a $500 appointment into a $2,000 treatment plan without the pressure. There's one thing that I want you to keep in mind, and that's what you can say to your patients, which is you don't have to pay for it all today. Like Tiffany mentioned, that as low as will be right front and center for your patient as well too, as they are seeing those checkout options to say, you know what, $150 a month does sound a little bit more manageable. And if they select a 3-month plan, they will have the option to pay in 4 interest-free payments. Again, Sunbit is fast, we're fair, and we're transparent. We don't have late fees. We want to make sure that patients understand that there's also no prepayment penalties. We are here every step of the way. So this is from an actual practice. They are based in Colorado, and they've been with us for a little bit. What I wanted to show you here is just year-to-date volume. They have completed over 38 Sunbit transactions for almost $60,000, and they have a relatively high average treatment cost. This is amazing that they continue to do at least one Sunbit a week. Again, opportunity for many more here as well too. But what's most exciting is that 98% of their patients have been approved with Sunbit, and nearly every single one of them that was approved completed a transaction. It's a huge conversion rate, knowing that when you present Sunbit, when it is there as a pay over time option, when you are reducing that awkward conversation around cost and treatment acceptance, you know that this is in your pocket and patients are able to complete that transaction and move forward. And we want to, again, be here to support you every step of the way. So we have a few different marketing opportunities for you, from digital marketing assets to materials in store. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable and confident making payment plan options part of your patient flow, highlighting the ability to pay over time anywhere patients are already looking for reassurance. And we want you to normalize it like any other payment method. I don't want you to think about selling or it's making your services more accessible and removing financial pressure from your patients. You're not discounting your value. You're just giving more people the ability to say yes. And our customer care team. So we have an incredible US-based customer care team. They are based in Las Vegas with over 200 employees around 7 days a week and start as early as 4 a.m. Pacific. They can be reached by phone, email, or chat if there's any questions, big or small, that come up about Sunbit, as well as an 84 Net Promoter Score, which, to brag a little bit, is considered world-class. We want you to know that we will be here for you and for your patients. And then in terms of driving success, thinking about 2 things. One, that we are here to help you get more patients to say yes, and more patients to say yes to more. Again, here, contact information Thank you so much for letting me talk to you about Sunbit today. I'm so pleased to be here with Tiffany. This is an exciting integration, and we are just so excited to help you and your practice continue to make your services more accessible and help your patients get the treatments that they need.
And I want to talk through, as we go through all of that, I think you've got maybe one more on here about what to do next.
Yep.
So
Go.
let's say that you get this all done, you are integrated, you're turned on, you've got your new little link in there and your emails. What do you do next to make sure that you have this in your practice ready to go? So because we do this a lot with different things, we kind of have like a really nice, the next steps kind of phase here. So a couple things that I recommend that you do like ASAP. So once you turn this on, first of all, you're going to have your email immediately with a link in it. So that's going to be pre-configured for you as soon as you enable it. Go into your SMS inside of AR and add it there. Because we have segments and you guys worry about the cost, we did not add it to your SMS, but go into your SMS communications and add that link with a note to pre-qualify. There's a little snippet that you'll see there, just like you do all your other things with the snippet. Add the snippet in. I recommend that, number one. Number two is go to Instagram and fix your link tree. If you are linking things into your link tree, I would put in, or whatever you're using, we use Linktree, put in whatever that link is to at least go to your site and learn about it. If nothing else, you'll learn about it, or to do like a generic, call our practice, let us know, because you're going to want to send their actual, their link through your system. But at least to get them to understand what it is that you're offering. So if you have a page on your site that just has, all the information about Sunbit on it, and then contact us. So get that done ASAP. I would also say that you put it on your website. So I use Sunbit's website here to show what to look like, but put something on your site in all the places that you're talking about treatments that says you have this option. So if we're looking at higher tiered things, packages, I think about like Sculptra. If you want to do a full face of Sculptra, we're looking at several $1,000s. Did you know we also have patient financing? Here's the option. I think those are things that are, when the patient's at the point of decision in their mind, like, do I do this or not? It's right there to say, yes, you can, and here's how to do it. I would put it in all the places. And then do some email campaigns if you want to send out something about a promotion for, I think I have Father's Day on here, Father's Day, whatever holidays you want to use, or open houses, or whatever things that are coming up that you want to have a good promotion. Put this in there. Put this into communication with that says, by the way, we also have patient financing. You can, apply for that, get it taken care of, whatever you want to use the verbiage, but definitely put in there that there is a way to do this and pay over time. I think it's such a nice thing to Reva's point, to not feel kind of awkward about it. It's like, no, everyone's doing it. Like, we want you to do it. Here, we're going to put the link everywhere you can possibly go to find it so you will actually get that done. I think there's just ways in the pre-qualification process to make it very seamless for the patient, so they come in kind of already understanding what they can and can't spend, but also remembering the fact that people will do this that have actual money. They just don't want to use their own money. They want to use your money. They want to use Sunbit's money at a small or lower interest rate. So I think the idea that they may not be able to afford it could be false in some cases. They just want to use this instead of having to put it on their credit card. So I think that you've got a huge variable, opportunity here, whether they have lots of money or not. It's a great solution for them, and you can do from $60 to 20 grand. It's a lot. That's a pretty big swing of patients there. They can get a lot of different things, different services. So it's almost everyone, Reva. It's almost entire practice. I mean, 90-ish%. That's a pretty large amount of approvals, and then the conversion rate that your practice showed was super high. I mean, it sounds like we should all be going to get Sunbit, honestly.
Come on. Yes. And especially in those appointment reminders. So we know how valuable it is to reduce those no-shows to get patients in your door. But what's more valuable than a patient in your door is a patient in your door where you know what their value is, what their ability to spend is, and what that budget can look like for them going forward.
And we all say, full facial balancing every day. I was telling these guys this morning, it's our big hot word here, full facial balancing. We want to do the whole plan, the whole facial balancing, the whole entire, the soup to nuts, everything, the kit and caboodle. If you want to sell that, because the outcomes are better, we all know, but also it looks better, right? On your Instagram before and after. So it's great for the patient to have the full treatment plan, to have all of it done. This is how you achieve that. So I think from an outcomes perspective, you owe the patient the chance to choose a great outcome and to choose the option to get what they need, all of it, with Sunbit. So that's my soapbox about this. I'm a big believer, if you guys can't tell, that this is an awesome way to improve revenue, but also improve outcomes and improve patient satisfaction. So don't wait. Go into your settings, main admin, go to Sunbit, do your POS settings and turn it on, and start doing some buy now, pay later in your practice like ASAP. Anything you want to leave us with, Reva? Oh, I do have one more thing. If you guys want some marketing materials, we're going to have a QR code on the screen that you'll be able to click on that, and we'll get them shipped to your house, and also a QR code that goes through all the articles. You can see how to do everything inside of AR. So how to set it up, how to look at your communications, all the things that you need as far as the nuts and bolts of this whole entire operation. Click that QR code and you'll go to our learning lab and get everything that you need right there in one place. So we'll make sure you have all that you need for education. But beyond that, I have nothing else except to go out and start using Sunbit.
Great, let's do it.
All right, guys. Well, if you need us at all, you know how to get live chat. Also, you have Reva's email now. Don't email her, just live chat us. We'll help you out. But send us a live chat, talk to your coaches, talk to your INR people or to your sales team, whoever it is that you're working with at AR. We'll get you what you need. And with that, good luck with this. I know it's going to be awesome for your practice, and we're here to help support you in any way that we can. So we will see you for our next webinar. Reva, thank you for coming on today and sharing all of your Sunbit knowledge.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.